Nothing foretold that she would become queen. Even after meeting a real prince, Rania believed he would not be the heir. Queen Rania Al Abdullah of Jordan is a modern, progressive woman, which is not to everyone's liking. But she aims to change the Arab world, starting with her family and children. Cinderella from Kuwait. Rania Faisal Al Yassin is the name the future queen of Jordan was given at birth. She comes from a middle-class Palestinian family. Her parents came from Tulkarm, west bank of the Jordan River, and settled in Kuwait. Her father was a pediatrician and her mother was a housewife. The family was not poor, but they lived poorly by Eastern standards. The main value in the family was education, so not only sons, but also daughters studied in private schools and continued their education at the university. Rania first studied at an English school in Kuwait, so she is fluent not only in Arabic, but also in English. She then continued her education at the American University of Cairo in Egypt. There she earned a degree in business administration. Her education opened her way to international corporations in the Middle East. In the early 90s, her family had to flee Kuwait. The country was in civil war after the lifting of the Iraqi occupation, and the Palestinians were accused of collaborating with the invaders. Settling in Jordan, Rania began to build a new life. Hard work at the Apple representative office did not yield results. She refused to be promoted because she was a woman and also refused to wear a headscarf. A young and ambitious Palestinian woman decided to take a job at Citibank in Yemen. A woman, the daughter of the King of Jordan, was in charge of everything there. The efforts of the young specialist were appreciated. The company management invited Rania as one of the best employees to a corporate party organized by the daughter of the reigning monarch. It was there that she met Prince Abdullah II bin al-Hussein. A short meeting, a stormy romance for 6 months, engagement and a speedy wedding. The bride from a modest family had no special claims to the bride. By King Hussein's decision, Abdallah was only a prince, not an heir. Their wedding was a true national celebration, and Rania was an inspiration to her husband. According to those close to her, Abdullah too comes from the ancient Hashemite family, who have ruled Jordan since 1921. Before that, they ruled Mecca for more than 700 years and are the oldest dynasty in the world after the imperial house of Japan. Rania was a real Cinderella at this wedding, only without the crystal slipper. According to tradition, her head should have been adorned with a tiara given by the bride's family, and her neck and arms with the jewelry of her house. But the modest Palestinian family had no jewelry in the safe, so her head was crowned with a modest European-style hoop and veil. The prince's mother, a Briton by birth from whom he inherited his European looks and blue eyes, was the second wife of his father, who has only 4 spouses, but Abdullah made a choice once and for all. Rania became his only one. Abdallah is the 41st descendant of Prophet Muhammad, the founder of Islam, and the entire family is considered the guardians of the faith. So the Muslim world makes special demands on Rania's behavior and image. Rania values family above all else. She is the mother of 4 children, and in 1999 became King of Jordan. It was then that her husband the prince was granted the title, just weeks before the reigning father died. But she did not become queen automatically, but at the behest of her husband. It was he who bestowed the title on his wife and elevated his beloved. He also gave her the honorary title of Colonel of the country's armed forces. Rania, a Muslim by religion, sees no reason why religion should disadvantage women. This she demonstrates by her behavior. The queen does not cover her head in everyday life and wears comfortable European-style outfits. In her closet and tight cocktail dresses and strict pantsuits, flirty hats and gold shoes, a true Oriental luxury. She hosts social media, gives interviews, participates in political events alongside her husband, does charity work and creates new educational platforms. And Rania also speaks out loud about uncomfortable things that the East tends to turn a blind eye to: family violence, gender discrimination, glass ceilings for women, and even honor killings. The biggest support a woman can get is another successful woman who encourages her and says, "You can dream, you can succeed in different parts of the Arab world." Each woman is a unique individual. I would like to hear more voices. We are seeing more of them. But I think we still have a long way to go before we really make a mark on the world stage, the Queen said in an interview. It is said that it was Rania who made her husband a king, allegedly by building a trusting relationship with her father-in-law. She induced him to choose an heir to the throne, bringing father and son closer together and naming her firstborn son after the reigning monarch, Hussein. Whether this was the case remains a mystery, but the eldest son inherited not only his father's right to the throne, but also his mother's charm and breadth of vision. Firstborn Hussein is the crown prince of Jordan. Initially, the prince was prepared for the role of a diplomat. It was not until 2000 for that Abdullah II named his eldest son as his successor. Rania always believed that she had an obligation to give her children an international education that would enable them to become citizens of the world. Hussein graduated from an international private school founded by his father, which educated many children of foreigners. He then went to Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. There he earned a degree in international history in 2016, and then went to the UK to graduate from the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, which has been training British officers since the 19th century. Winston Churchill, the Prince of Wales, and Prince Harry are among the institution's alumni. In the years since graduating from the academy, he has risen through the ranks to become a captain in the Jordanian Armed Forces. The Crown Prince is 29 years old and performs royal duties during his father's absence from the country, as well as representing Jordan on the international stage. He runs social media and promotes a secular lifestyle. On June 1, 2023, the Crown Prince married Rajwa Al Saif, the daughter of an Arab businessman and an architect by training. Queen Rania appreciated her son's choice, declaring Rajwa the best possible daughter-in-law. The young couple became a national symbol of Jordan. Rajwa, like her mother-in-law, does not cover her head and adheres to European style. At a recent event, the newlyweds appeared in matching t-shirts, making it clear that a woman in Jordan can choose whatever clothes she wants to wear, even those worn by men. Ayman is the most beautiful princess of the East, the eldest daughter of King Abdullah. Ayman has accompanied the family on all official trips. She loves social events, is friends with stars and members of royal families around the world. But there is very little information about the king's eldest daughter. Ayman does not like gossip and does not give a reason for it. It is known that she graduated from the same international school as her older brother, demonstrated success in sports, for which she has several awards. Impeccable sense of style and incredible external data gave her the unofficial title of the most beautiful princess of the East. But Ayman did not cooperate with leading brands and shine on the covers of magazines, but went to the United States to receive higher education at Georgetown University. The princess became the talk of the town when she turned 25 and her family announced her engagement. 6 months later, the princess married Greek-born businessman Jamil Alexander Thermiotis. In the family, the son-in-law is called Jimmy. He is an investor, co-founder and partner of the venture capital firm Outbound Ventures. The wedding of the king's eldest daughter was broadcast live in Jordan. She was resplendent in a white dress and a gorgeous tiara, unlike her mother. Her family could afford a truly royal piece of jewelry for her daughter. The guests were amazed by everything: elaborate organization, chic banquets, a huge cake, and a very expensive ring of the bride. Queen Rania was literally glowing with happiness. Salma is the first female pilot in the country's history. "Women can do anything," her mother said. So Princess Salma decided she would conquer the sky. On Earth, she was born with a lot to offer. Salma is 22 years old and has made a name for herself. After graduating from an international school in Yemen, the girl decided to pursue a military career. She went to the Royal Military Academy in Sandhurst, from which her brother graduated. And after a training course in her home country, in 2020, at the age of 19, she became the first female pilot in the Jordanian army. King Abdullah personally attached pilot's wings to his daughter's uniform, and her name has already entered the nation's history books. Congratulations on receiving the wings and wish her even greater success and achievements. Her mother, the Queen, wrote on social media. Salma decided to continue her education in California, where she attended the same college as Barack Obama's daughter Sasha, and then entered the University of Southern California to study archaeology. Hashim is an 18-year-old viceroy's youngest member of the family. Prince Hashim graduated from high school in Jordan this year at the prestigious Royal Academy. He is 18 years old and celebrates his birthday on the same day as his father, the king, January 30th. The young prince is 10 years younger than his older brother, the heir to the throne. But, as Queen Rania admitted in an interview, raising her youngest son has been as challenging for her as if he were her firstborn. Hashim is a favorite of his sisters and has been a fixture in class. And in August, he had already begun his royal duties. During his father's departure for the summit, Hashim, as the only member of the reigning family in the country, was sworn in as viceroy. The prince was sworn in as his father's deputy and took over his duties for the duration of the visit. Now he will have to settle into his new role and choose where he will continue his education. On August 31st, the Queen of Jordan celebrated her 53rd birthday. She is slender, beautiful, and full of vigor. She is called one of the most powerful women in the Arab world. She is admired by millions of followers on social networks. Her husband, the king, praises her intelligence and beauty. It would seem that Rania has achieved something she never dreamed of. The Palestinian wanted to make a career and became a queen and successfully influences others. She raised 4 children who imitate their mother in many ways. 2 are already married. Rania does not hide that she dreams of grandchildren. It will be a new stage in life. I think all of us parents, we all want our children to grow up and become independent adults and share their life journey with their partners. And I'm so proud of the choices that they've made. And I used to always say my favorite name was Mom, but I think that's going to change quickly to Theta, which is Arabic for grandmother. Rania also wants every child in the Middle East to have access to quality education and the opportunity to realize themselves on the international stage. She is doing a lot for this by opening educational centers and schools and training teachers. Rania believes that the time has come for the young to move the world. But without quality knowledge, this is impossible. She is convinced of this from her own experience.